Wait, really? Seriously? I'm super excited. This seems like a lot of fun. Now this piques my interest. I'm gonna check it out. Finally, the announcement is here. Pokemon Red and Green are being adapted into a drama for the first time. Pack an Adventure in Your Pocket is an incredible drama. The cast, including Nanase Nishino, is superb. Please have very high expectations. Over the years, few things have stirred the imaginations of Pokemon fans quite like the idea of a live-action Pokemon TV series. And now, an official Pokemon series starring humans is inbound. Not to mention that it's a show targeting adults. At this point, fans have been taking shots at bringing Pokemon to life for decades in homegrown live-action projects, and in 2019, Pokemon Detective Pikachu pulled the Pokemon world into reality like never before. But it still left us hungry for a full-length series set in the Pokemon universe. Then it was revealed that Netflix has been making that very series since as early as June 2021, with sources suggesting that Joe Henderson of Lucifer fame was working as the show's writer and executive producer. And in April 2023, movie dude Christian Harloff tweeted that he had heard the show was going from development to pre-production, as well as that it was intended to be Netflix's next flagship title after Stranger Things. Exactly when Netflix's big production will see the light of day is still up in the air, but the best news of the month is that we are actually getting another live-action Pokemon TV series straight out of Japan much sooner on October 19th, 2023, titled Poketo ni Boken no Tsumekonde Pack an Adventure into Your Pocket. And while I think that what this live-action series is will either surprise, excite, or confuse people depending on their expectations, I am personally hyped for the show, and I think that you will be too, once we break down what it's all about, as well as what it's really all about. Because it's not the kind of series that anyone expected, and yet it delves deeply into the secret concealed within the very essence of the original games, the anime, and the TCG that's been the cornerstone of Pokemon's global phenomenon. Based on what I've read, it has the potential to be one of the greatest Pokemon stories ever told, so let's dig into the concept and how Japanese fans are reacting to it. But first, game programming, creative writing, manga drawing, better living. If you're like me, you love building powerful skills to level up your life and explore your passions, and that is a great reason to snag a free trial and a 40% discount from today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare has a huge breadth of classes to enjoy. It's a great place for creatives to reinvent their careers. And lately I've been using Skillshare to learn AI-powered techniques that are 1, saving me a lot of time that I used to spend on very grueling daily tasks, and 2, helping me smash through creative roadblocks. For creative writers, one class I recommend is AI Writing Games Develop Your Skills and Break Writer's Block by Rebecca Wilson, in which Rebecca teaches us how to boost creativity and write better stories through a series of really fun AI-powered exercises. So whether you're interested in boosting your creativity and productivity with AI, or programming, or drawing anime characters, or something else altogether, I recommend taking advantage of my link below, as the first 500 people to use my link will get access to one of Skillshare's best offers, 30 days free and 40% off of your first year of Skillshare membership. So snag the trial, best of luck skilling up, and with that said, it's back to today's chat. Poketo ni Boken no Tsumekonde can be translated as Pack an Adventure into Your Pocket, and the title is usually shortened to Poketsume, because Japan likes to shorten things. So, in short, the series is a human drama about a girl who moves to Tokyo to pursue her dreams but quickly becomes disenchanted with the reality of adult life, only to end up playing Pokemon Red for the first time in decades, and finding herself and the people around her transformed in incredible ways. As producer Hideyuki Wakuta describes the drama, so exactly what kind of drama is it? We often get asked this question. It is a drama created by staff who are fans of Pokemon Red and Green, reminiscing about their memories of the Game Boy and their younger years. Please expect everything and anything. We're aiming to create something new rather than something ordinary, and it's an emotionally charged journey from start to finish. If you couldn't tell, Hideyuki Wakuta sure is confident in the show, which makes me want to know more about it ASAP. And fortunately, a more detailed description of the series is available on the drama's TV Tokyo webpage, so let's walk our way through it. The protagonist of Poketsume is a girl named Madoka Akagi who grew up playing Pokemon Red with her siblings. Madoka was raised in the coastal town of Mashiro in the Kanto region, and after graduating from a local university and working at a fish cake manufacturer, she decided to chase down her dreams of becoming a creator, leading her to switch jobs and join a small advertising agency called Adventure in Tokyo. However, Madoka, who came to Tokyo to pursue her dreams, quickly realizes that reality is not as sweet as she'd expected. Everyday life is far from the sparkling world that she'd imagined, and to make matters more difficult, she ends up shouldering the burden of a presentation upon which the future of the company hangs in the balance. Then, one day, Madoka receives a package from her mother back home. Inside, she finds her Game Boy Pocket and the Pokemon Red game cartridge she used to play as a child. Madoka starts to play Pokemon Red for the first time in 20 years. Is there something essential to life hidden within the game? If you are a working adult, especially a salaried employee slammed with big projects and tight deadlines, then this scenario is probably all too relatable. And if you're still a kid or a student, brace yourself. Departing from the kid-focused world of the Pokemon anime to create a show geared towards adults is a bold move, and I'm excited to finally experience a story built from the ground up for mature viewers. Personally, I love the more sophisticated, atmospheric tone of miniseries like Twilight Wings, or Evolutions or Paldean Winds, but for the most part, these shows are still focused on very young people coming up in the world, whereas Poketsume is clearly intended for mature viewers who have already come up and tasted the world above the clouds and everything from its concept to its time slot. The TV Tokyo page goes on to explain Poketsume as the world's first Pokemon human drama wherein the protagonist is transformed by Pokemon. Packed with Pokemon elements, it's irresistible for Pokemon enthusiasts, and even those who aren't familiar with Pokemon might be inspired to start their own journeys. Look forward to the Pokemon-packed adventure. The story, which revolves around encounters with friends and personal growth in daily life linked to the Pokemon games, is a production that can uniquely express the passion of Pokemon enthusiasts like Nanase Nishino. It promises to be a heartwarming and comical narrative. I don't know about you, but this sounds like a show we have needed for years. And from what I've read, it sounds like both the production team and the cast are big Pokemon fans themselves. For example, in the role of Madoka, we have Nanase Nishino, a former member of the popular idol group Nogizaka 46, who has not only been racking up awards for her acting in Japan, but who is also a diehard Pokemon enthusiast who has played almost all of the games in the series. To be honest, whenever a producer or an actor in a game or anime-inspired TV adaptation claims that they are a fan of the source material, I am immediately skeptical. But when I dug up Nanase Nishino's blog, I discovered that she has spoken about Pokemon in depth on numerous occasions over the past decade, so it's clear that she didn't just become a fan to suit the occasion. On the contrary, she genuinely loves Pokemon and has been invested in the series since she was a kid. Speaking about the show herself, she says the following: "I told my friends, someday I want to work on something related to Pokemon, and a few days later I received this offer, so I was surprised. I've played almost all the games in the series from the original to the latest, and I'm from a generation that grew up with Pokemon, so I'm filled with joy. The character I play, Madoka Akagi, is someone who takes action on her own and is receptive to the influences of those around her, allowing her to grow. When I first talked to the producers, they said that they wanted to present her as a protagonist rather than a lead, and I thought it was wonderful, so I've been filming with that mindset. The team at Adventure, where Madoka works, is very warm and friendly, and we laugh a lot on set and in the dressing room. Each person has a strong, distinct personality, but when they come together, the balance is excellent and they're dependable. In Madoka's words, they are a small but exceptional group. As the title suggests, the theme of the story is adventure, and while watching Madoka and her friends evolve throughout their adventures, Pokemon fans will also come across nostalgic references and aha elements that add to the fun. Likewise, in the current Pokemon anime series, we are seeing a stronger emphasis on the group over the individual than ever before. And the real joy of Pokemon Horizons is seeing how the Rising Volt Tacklers interact and develop together. So between the Rising Volt Tacklers and Adventure, Shared Experience is the name of the game in Pokemon this year. And on that note, Poketsume producer Koichi Urushima also had something to add to the discussion. Adventure, nostalgia, friendship, connections, communication, shared experiences, personal growth, Poketsume is shaping up to be as nifty as a Shiftry. Of course, many fans will be wondering whether we will see things like this or this at some point in the show, and while it hasn't been specifically clarified whether fantasy will bleed into reality such that we see computer-generated Pokemon running around at some point in the series, I somehow doubt that the show will have those kind of elements, and that is a very good thing. One, because I don't trust Japanese late-night TV anywhere near the CGI button, and two, because we will have a show focused on the real impact that Pokemon can have on real people in the real world. The kind of show that gets at what exactly it is behind the monsters, the battles, and the jelly donuts that's entranced people around the world since the 1990s. After all, the Pokemon anime, the Pokemon movies, and the various Pokemon web series have already done a great job fleshing out the creatures and locations of the Pokemon world. Not to mention that the live-action Netflix series is just around the bend. So this is a chance to do something really different. And if you are among the few who haven't clicked off because Poketsume is not about CGI Greninja punching things, then you also see the value in this kind of series. Given that the show will air at 11:30 p.m. on Thursdays, it's clearly targeted at adults, much like another series that merged RPG gaming and human drama, Final Fantasy XIV: Dad of Light. That miniseries and its movie adaptation beautifully portrayed the power of the shared experience as a son and his estranged father bonded, communicated, and reconnected with one another through the virtual world of Final Fantasy XIV. It was a truly heartwarming story. Now it's Pokemon's turn to weave a tale of shared experiences, self-development, and fellowship that unpacks why Pokemon is such a cherished part of so many people's lives. And many fans in Japan are truly pumped about it. I have to watch this. Nanase Nishino and Pokemon, I'm so happy about this amazing collaboration. Seriously, I'm super excited. I'll probably cry. Finally, Pokemon is getting a drama adaptation. In 2018, Detective Pikachu got a live-action movie adaptation, and this is the first Pokemon drama in the late-night time slot. I can't believe they're doing something like this with Pokemon. It reminds me of Tokusatsu Gagaga. Although they seem to be catering to adults already in the animes Liko and Roy arc, this looks even more mature since it's a drama. I'm surprised to hear that it's an original drama. I'm looking forward to seeing Nanase Nishino's performance, and I've marked October 19th in my calendar. The show is marked in my calendar too, not just because at long last we have a show targeted at adults, but because a Pokemon series focused on real human drama just has so much potential to resonate with anyone who has ever played a Pokemon game, or shared a Pokemon experience. But how about you? I'm curious what you think about Poketsume.